So, hi there again. Long time no see. I was pretty busy with exam preparation, uni stuff. Now it's second day of Christmas. I don't know how you translate it, like second holiday day of Christmas, like the 26th. So, yeah, maybe you already noticed, and I can see it, but you can't. I got new lights, which I will show you in a minute. And they are actually quite bright, so you can see better, I can see better, and also I don't sleep at my working desk upstairs, so win for everyone. So, what are we going to do today? Basically, we are going to start disassembling this one, and somehow there's a laptop, so you may be wondering, what am I doing? I will quickly show you, or tell you. Basically, the problem is right now you have a lot of fasteners like these ones, or okay, they are new, but like the top nuts, so everything you can remove: studs, bolts, nuts, washers, also internal parts. They are old, so I cannot get new ones for every part, so I decided, I think I already told you, to get them zinc coated. And today's the day I start with the engine. I have like a box with smaller chassis parts over there, but it's mainly just like the axles from the swing arm or the thermostat housing, stuff I know where it belongs to. So, but well, the engine got like a few bolts, and yeah, they're all kind of similar, but are not quite similar. So why am I talking so much? Basically, I'm doing disassembly, and I am going to note down which screw came from which hole. And that sounds like an awful lot of work, and it is. Of course it is, and of course this engine has already been opened up before, so there might be like non-OEM screws or the like wrong length. So I'm trying to figure out which ones are original and going to get them recoated, and I'm going to take a look if some of them are like standard things off the shelf I can get. And for them, for all of them, I will measure them and put them in the Excel sheet so I know what size they are, what condition they are, what kind of part from the bike or engine they are, like from the cylinder, from the gearbox, from like the clutch cover over here, or I don't know from where. So I just can like go on the Excel sheet and look up, okay, this one is like this. I'm just quickly going to show you how it looks, like roughly in Excel. I will not like make a screen recording. I will just put the phone in front of like the screen, so you're gonna have to suffer somehow. But yeah, let me quickly show you what I mean with like Excel sheets. So, welcome to Excel. And as you can see, I covered up my PC because this is like my university PC 2-in-1 tablet thing. So I'm not going to make him dirty. So let me show you. I know it's in German, but most of you are German anyway, so yeah. Basically, I have a part number, like a number in Excel, then I have like one whole row for like part numbers if I have them from Yamaha. And the sizes, like if I have a bolt, I will measure M8 by 25 or something like this. Then like, as I told you, what area the screw came from, like chassis parts or engine block or gearbox, oil pump. Then there's like some space for notes, for example. I don't know, want to zinc coat it or don't, so yeah, or want to get it new or it's fine as it is. And over here there's like a whole row for like the placement, well, like where did this part came from, and there's a hyperlink basically going to another sheet and linking it to the picture. I know I will have to put in the pictures like manually, it will take some time, but I don't know, if I start rebuilding the engine like in March or something like this, I will still know where the part came from, and that's pretty crucial to me because I don't want to do bold guessing. Yeah, I did like a test photo here, and yeah, I can now just switch over here. and put in every part. So that's the reason why the PC is standing here and there's foil on it, so I can work on it without making it totally dirty and also disassemble him. And yeah, as I told you, I got new lights, so I'm quickly going to show you them. They are very bright. They are like 2 of them. They are actually for like filming studios stuff. They're from Rely. They're pretty reliable. They're pretty big actually. And as you can see, the space is very good lightened, because before you knew how dark it was in here. So now I can probably work. I do proper work because I can see the stuff and you can also see stuff. So let's don't waste time because it's already getting dark outside. I want to start this today, and tomorrow 2 friends will join me doing the whole thing, and I don't think I will film much when I'm doing it with them. So yeah, there will be a time lapse now. So, welcome back from the time lapse, which was like, I think 40 seconds for you was like 3 or 4 hours for me. But yeah, let me quickly show you how far I got. As you saw, the engine was not fully dismantled. I would have loved to do this, but the problem was I removed all the bolts because the engine isn't split this way, it's split this way. As you can see, there's the seam through the crank around here. So that's like the only part that splits up, because the gearbox is like one piece, a cassette gearbox. You can just undo some bolts and just pull out a whole unit. That's the whole gearbox. And that's why the whole casing is only split around here. Like very practical, race oriented, actually quite good. So, but why didn't I like split it? Because I still need to remove the crank and stuff. Yeah, basically it is glued together or sealed with RTV. Yeah, so the whole surface you see around here is glued with RTV on this side, but also actually I looked it up. You need to remove some other parts like the gearbox also to undo the whole thing up here. So basically you just have to strip down the whole engine. And that's okay because I'm doing this anyways, but I just realized this. But yeah, no damage to this part. And as you saw, of course, the cylinders are missing, the membranes, some covers, but also like the ignition up down here. And yeah, so now I am actually on something else. That's the side cover. I want to like, I don't know how could, like sandblasting, but not with sand, but with glass beads. It's much less abrasive, and you don't get so much, you don't get a rough texture, you get a really smooth texture, and that's like the main goal. And yeah, for this I need to remove the pump, the oil pump. And I also want to rebuild the oil pump, but problem being someone else was here before me, and as you can see, this Phillips head of the screw is like more like rounded, so I have to like cut a very small slit. That's why also the engine is covered so it doesn't get dirty with metal debris. And remove the pump, and also might as well rebuild the pump or just take a look inside it and see if anything is worn or anything else. So yeah, that's the plan for the whole side cover. Also, of course, get a new seal. And yeah, I also have like a bucket full of bolts that I need to replace, or at least get new ones off, because I laid an example out here. These are 2 types of bolts that were used to hold and secure this cover. Usually you would take these ones, the upper ones, but somebody decided to take these ones. As you can see, they are way longer, And the problem is with that, if you take longer screws or longer bolts, you will cut threads inside of this casing. You can't see because it's in the shadow, but maybe here you can also see it. Somebody screwed in a too long screw and there's like a dimple in the casing, and that continues down like the whole side. You can see, you can't because it doesn't focus, but yeah, there somebody used a way too long screw and cut inside the casing, and that just doesn't look nice. So gonna get 10 short ones instead of 5 short ones, 5 long ones, because they don't belong there. And there are also like a lot of different screws. These, for example, are the nuts from the cylinder head. There are a few good ones and a few bad ones, but they cost like 80 cents. Gonna get new ones, and some parts are going to get zinc coated, as I told you before. That's like the bucket down here. That's like the whole axles, the swing arm axle, front axle, rear axle. That's the piece for the shock absorber, some piping for the cooling, and that's the chain tensioner for the inside of the swing arm, some bolts from the suspension, and yeah, just small parts like also the thermostat housing, stuff like this. Yeah, they are all going to get plated because, as you can see, it really doesn't look very nice, so I'm going to get them replated so the whole engine will look nicer. Yeah, and I think that's going to be it for tonight. Maybe I will take a look at the screw I told you before, and I think I see you in the next clip, I think, because I want to take in the engine apart in one whole video, so it's going to be a long one, but not like 500 small ones. I hope you're liking this. If you do not agree with this, just write a comment or just tell me your thoughts if you would like to have, like, I don't know, shorter videos and more of them instead of longer ones and less of them. So yeah, just tell me what you think. So, welcome back in a new clip. And yeah, actually the last clip was yesterday evening, and yeah, it's already evening again. And yeah, so I decided to continue the current video. So let me show you what I done. I removed the oil pump from like the casing. Where's the screw? I convinced the screw with a small cut to open itself up, to get opened. And yeah, I'm going to get them new. As you can see, the other one was pretty crusty, but the head was still kind of fine. But yeah, that's pretty crusty. I'm trying to getting new ones, and I want to have them all like with internal hex. In German we call them Inbus, so I don't know how you call it in English the proper way. But yeah, that's everything I've done since yesterday, and I have gotten a new tool, because maybe some of you already know what this is. It's for removing the clutch basket. So it's like fully adjustable to, I think, 13 centimeters, and you can, like, if you removed all the springs and the main pressure plate of the clutch, wait, let me show you, focus, if you remove this plate, all the screws and all these plates, there's an inner basket, and you can just like put on this one like this, but more on the inside, and yeah, just make sure to get the nut, which is like below here, loose, and get like the whole basket out, so you can get the gearbox out and the Kickstarter and stuff like this. So eventually you can remove everything else, like the balance shaft here, and also the crank gears, and also the crank itself. So I don't think I will do this tonight, but I will start at least, like remove the clutch and everything else. I got the manuals now, because yesterday it was more like freestyling, and I now got the manuals, but I'm going to show you in a moment. That's the list so far. Actually, I think I only yeah, only these two will get resynced, and this one, because all the other screws I collected so far are basically all standard sized. There are a few screws that are not very like standard size or stuff like this, which I will get recoded, of course, which are like these big bolts. Please focus. These big bolts, which are all over the crankcase, and they will get recoded. But I think I told you already yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, let's continue. I will not do like time lapses for now, because I need my phone to like take pictures of stuff. And yeah, see you in the next bit. So, I removed the clutch, or at least the friction discs and all other parts. And for anyone not familiar with a clutch, a wet clutch, it's pretty simple. You got, let me turn it around. You got this part, usually sitting up in here with this whole package. And in these 5 holes, there are springs with screws. And yeah, if you normally ride and drive, the springs push on the whole package. Like they push on these discs that are made from some kind of material like brake pads. And you also got like these teeth ones with teeth from metal. And yeah, if you, for example, wanted to stop after driving, or let's say you're at a stoplight, you want to disengage the crank from the main sprocket, so you don't want to move anymore. Because if I turn this sprocket, you can see there's an inner and outer basket of the clutch. And the outer one is connected to the crank, as you can see. And the inner one is connected to the gearbox. So if you want to stop, you just want to disengage the outside one from the inside one, and that's pretty simple. As I told you, this whole package is pushed together by springs. And what these pads do, basically, these discs, they are, as you can see, connected with the outside one. So they're connected on the outside, but not on the inside. And on the inside, only the metal discs are connected. So if the springs push on the whole package, everything is connected. And if you pull the lever from the clutch, you will push this rod out. And if you push the rod out, you press this whole thing, the whole aluminium thing down here, up against the springs. So you are like deloading the springs with your hand. And by making this, you basically just let them, that's very exaggerated, just let them spin free from each other, like not really connected. That's the whole thing about the clutch. And why am I telling you this? Because I need to remove both baskets, and both baskets are mounted with this screw and this little security bracket thingy. And that's why I need this whole thing. It has these 2 grabbers, and it grabs inside the main, inside the inner basket, so I can remove the screw. And if I remove the screw, I can remove this part and also this part. So let's continue. So literally 2 minutes later, I realized this nut is neither 27mm, neither 30. So it's either like imperial units, or it's 28, because if you put on like, that's 30, that's 27, if you put on, that's 27, 27 doesn't fit, 30 fits too loosely. So this is probably something else. I will ask Jürgen if he knows more, because I cannot disassemble the engine any further, because I need to remove the basket to get to everything else. Because, fun fact, something I saw, know if you can see, but there's a little brass tube there going around here. I think it's an oil feed line, I guess. Down here, yeah, down there. That's actually quite interesting. I haven't seen one of these on like two-stroke bikes, but I will learn more about them anyways. So I think I will finish the video for today because it's Saturday evening and I cannot get any other sized nuts for the rest of the year. Haha, funny, because it's like the 27th of, 27th of December. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. I thought maybe I could remove the basket, but I don't have the fitting tools, so nah, not for me today. So I will now go upstairs and cut the video you just saw, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it anyways, and I think I will see you next year because the next few weeks will be mostly used for exam prep and less for the bike. Maybe I will like do 1 to 3 hours down here just to get like, I don't know, relax, do something else, but it's probably going to be it for this year, of course, because I'm not here over Sylvester, over New Year's Eve, however you call it in English. Yeah, New Year's Eve. And yeah, so I thank you for watching. I also thank you for watching all the videos this year so far. And yeah, I would be very pleased if you write a comment if you have any suggestions what I could do differently, either to the restoration or technically with like filming or anything else. And yeah, that's going to be it for today, and I hope you have a nice 2025 rest of the year time, and yeah, as we say in Germany, guten Rutsch, or good slide into the new year. So see you.